Hello everybody, it's Rick. That's what I look like. Driving in my car. Update. The letter that I told you guys from the sheriff, I was assuming that the child support people were trying to get me to pay the debt by going through the sheriff department, but it was even better than that. Last night around 7-ish, I got a ring on the bell. I live in a 3-family house, so naturally the people on the first floor opened the door, and it was the sheriff's department serving me with a summons for child support. My ex-wife is trying to enforce the child support order because she wants to collect money for as long as she can. I mean, she's a very greedy woman. She's a piece of shit. My son's over 21 years old. So anyway, she's under the impression that that she's right because she was my ex-wife was a liar, a big-time liar. She's a schemer. The family she comes from, they're the type of people that they focus in on people's weaknesses, and I'll give you a great example. They use people. A few of them have befriended old ladies and men who have real estate and money and have nobody to leave it to. So what they start doing is they start taking them food shopping, and they start taking care of them, and they do stuff like that so when they do die eventually they can inherit their property. And a couple of them have gotten away with that. Now I think that's messed up, but for some reason I don't know what it is on this planet we live on, but when you do evil stuff on this planet, it seems like you get away with it. It's more like more times than you get caught. And then people like us who's in this struggle together, who do the right thing, you get snared into this child support racket where you just can't get out. Obviously, I'm making videos, but I'm in the middle of this with you guys. It's not like I'm telling you how to do this. I'm just telling you how I'm doing it. And as I'm learning and getting better at it, I'm trying to help people because there's a lot of people who don't know this stuff. So if I wake up a few people along the way, that's what I want to do. This type of knowledge will protect you forever. When you learn the law, like I know the law very, very good, very, very well, and that I can't be messed with anymore. I had some collection agency trying to track me down for a credit card bill because the credit card MasterCard violated the terms of our agreement. They lowered my credit $4,000 without telling me, and they did it by checking my credit without my permission. Now I want you guys to understand that your credit, credit card companies need your consent to check your information. I don't know if you know that, but they do it all the time. That's why sometimes you get letters in the mail from the credit card company saying, "Oh, we're lowering your credit." What they did was they did a random check on your credit, and then they'll see a few red flags, and they lower your credit. And they're not supposed to do it, but they're a giant bank. They get away with it. Well, they did this to me 2 years ago, and it really messed me up big time. So I'm like, all right, well, I'm not going to pay you. My credit's already screwed up from child support, so I'm like, why should I honor a debt? So I got a thing in the mail, and it was all the tricks that I learned. When you're in this game, watching these videos, everybody that's watching my videos, every once in a while I'll click on your name to make sure you're not a troll, and I'll see certain, a lot of you guys are subscribed to the same channels I watch or like the same videos I watch, so we're all in the same ballpark together, of gathering knowledge. Because obviously, if you're watching my channel, you don't like being a victim, and you don't like taking it in the rear end, and you're a fighter, and I love that. I'm a fighter. I don't give up. You know, my life has been devastated by this. You know, I can't wait for the day where I don't got to worry about somebody ringing my doorbell or the mailman coming anymore, because that's how bad it was. But anyway, you know, I learned that a lot of these collection agencies, they use trickery. You know, well, they do the same thing as child support. I mean, child support is a collection agency. That's what they are. Title 4D collection agency. That's all they are. But because they're sponsored by the government and protected by the federal courts, they get away with it. So, you know, they sent me a thing in the mail. It looks like it's from a lawyer, and then, you know, you read it. The letter real closely, because you learn in this game you got to read everything, and it was like, this has not been what did it say again? This has not been introduced to a lawyer. So what they were doing is they were using, I guess they use a lawyer, you know, the lawyers, the company, whatever. I'm having a brain fart right now. Law firm, excuse me. And it comes in the law firm letterhead, just like an income withholding order, right? And, you know, so I got it in the mail, and I'm like, I did what I know how to do now. I'm like, you know, and also what they do is when they'll put your name on the top, and then they start off the paragraph with you. Now, you're not a you. You're a man. You're a woman. And anytime you see a letter starting, you know, like a notice starting with you have to object to that immediately, because that's not who you are. You're a man. It's supposed to start off with Mr. and Mr. whoever. Okay? And I haven't heard back from these people. Oh, but anyway, now I'm going to get back to my story. So the sheriff's department rang my bell, and unfortunately I had to accept the fucking summons, because my stupid fucking neighbor downstairs let them in. And you know, it's embarrassing when a sheriff comes to your house. All right? So we were embarrassed, and I got to an argument with this fucking idiot sheriff. And I could tell you from being a police officer in this area, I wasn't NYPD. I was a Port Authority cop, which is a smaller agency. It's a big job. You know, NYPD is the biggest, and I think Nassau County, Suffolk County, and my job. So, and then you got the sheriff's department, who we don't really look as like law enforcement. So they naturally have an inferiority complex, because nobody really looks at them as like they're real cops or whatever. Because all they are is, you know, glorified debt collectors. That's all they do. They work for the Department of Finance. And, you know, I'm arguing with this guy because I'm like, listen, you're serving me a summons, and it has my son on it. My son's date of birth is, you know, he's going to be 22 years old in 2 months. And this moron's like, well, I don't know the history. I'm like, you don't have to know the history. You have to know the law. And I said, what are you doing serving me a summons for a 21-year-old man? I go, what is this, man support? And also my dingbat ex-wife put in their college expenses. So I'm like, what is family court in the business of collecting college expenses for a 21-year-old man? You know, they're completely out of control. So, you know, all these things and all these videos that I'm putting together, I'm applying all of these things. And I'm taking these things and using them as advantages, because now, you know, I'm going to go there. Well, actually, what I'm going to do is I'm going to go to the courthouse and go to this piece of shit clerk in the family court who really works for child support enforcement. That's all they really are. And say, listen, what evidence do you have to a probable cause that you got to serve me with a summons? You know, I'm going to do everything. I'll probably do a video on it. I did a video on what you do when you get a summons, and that's what I'm doing. I reached out to this guy a couple of weeks ago asking for basically the same thing I did with the other clerk under Judiciary Law 255. What what, I need the copies of the court orders that you're enforcing. Never got a response. Now, I'm going to do it again, but I was supposed to go to court in 2 weeks. And, because I accepted this summons from this idiot, I'm not going to lie to you, I'm going to probably have to go, because I'm afraid if I don't go, because they're vicious. I didn't go to court one time because I didn't know about it, and they went to town on me. So, I've said in the past, like, don't go. What you should do is, if you get anything in the mail, you send it back. Especially if it's the first time. I'm saying, if you've already been served, you're done. But if they're trying to, let's say you think that you're whoever, your baby's mom or ex-wife, girlfriend, whatever, is going to start looking for child support, do not accept the summons. Do whatever you can. I couldn't get out of it because I live in a 3-family house, and I had the sheriff's department in the fucking hallway. And so now what I'm going to do is I'm going to demand the evidence, and also going to show them that there is no record of the order. And I'm also going to threaten to sue this guy. I'm also going to go there and say, listen, stop harassing me. You're violating my rights, all kinds of stuff. But anyway, I just wanted to give you a brief update. I was driving in my car and had it on my head, and tell everybody, what's going on with me with the sheriff's department. And if I'm successful, I pass it on to you guys. Also, a lot of you, I'm not sure if you know, but there's two good channels. I've said it before, I'll say it again. One is Amen Osiris, and the other one is Wasil Bey. They got a lot of good knowledge. It's free. A lot of people reach out to me asking me for help and stuff. I'm not in the bit. I give knowledge. I'm not one of these guys. I don't do stuff. If I can help you, I'll help you. I'm not looking to try and make any money. Those guys ask for donations, but they're better equipped to help you than I am. I mean, I can tell you what they're right and all that stuff. I'm pretty knowledgeable. Also, I have a law enforcement background, so I've applied this stuff before. So, I know what I'm speaking about. If anybody has any law enforcement questions, you can definitely hit me up with that. All right. Listen, everybody, take it easy.